It's called a tetractys, and it was something that Pythagoras did. And that you have 4 little lines here, but you have 10 dots. And it's supposed to be the idea that the numbers 1 through 10, which for Pythagoras represents the whole universe, since everything is number, are encapsulated in 4. And this is why we talk about the 4 elements as being everything being able to be like earth or fire or water. We're not actually talking about fire, but this is a way of talking of classifying reality. And in Kabbalah, each of these 4 are given a special letter. So that fire is represented by the letter Yod, and water is represented by the letter He, and air is represented by the letter Vau, and earth is also represented by the final He, which is Yod He Vau He, which is Yahweh in Old Testament Judaism, as a way of describing everything that exists as being somehow related to God. The one little dot up here is the monad. It is the one that encapsulates all 10. Sometimes that's called the 5th element or spirit, which is symbolized by this, which is the letter Shin in Hebrew. In Genesis, there is the line, and the Spirit of the Lord hovered over the waters, and the word Ruach Elohim is used and that is written here. That's Ruach Elohim in Hebrew. Now each letter in Hebrew has a numerical value. If you add all these up, they add up to 300. The value of this letter right here, Shin, is 300. So this letter, which actually I did kind of a bad job of drawing it, that's actually drawn more like this, is supposed to symbolize the Holy Spirit. Oftentimes, this is represented as a dove flying downwards, like the dove that comes and descends on Jesus' shoulder after he's baptized. Really interesting. And then, if you take Yod He Vau He and add spirit into it, you get Yod He Shin Vau and He, which is Yeheshua, or the Hebrew name for Jesus. If you write the word Yahweh vertically, you get Yo, He, Vau, He, which kind of looks like a person. It's kind of anthropomorphic. If you do Yeheshua this way, you get Yod, He, Shin, Vau, and He, which also looks like a person, except this represents the heart. And it's the idea that the Holy Spirit, or the heart, is inside this person. The Spirit is living inside this individual. So that, if you've seen the pictures, like Catholic pictures of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, he's pointing to his heart, and this is what this symbolism pertains to. Now, the 4 elements are thought of as being somewhat out of human control. They're kind of nature. But spirit is like our soul. It's our... And so that we don't always have... Israel means he who struggles with God. And all throughout, or he wrestles with God, which is given to Jacob.
Jacob, right. After he broke his hip.
Yeah, so that we are always wrestling with these 4 elements. We don't always have control over what happens to us in our lives. But we have this spirit inside of us, which is our own kind of inner strength and our own ability to respond to challenges. So, for instance, we could not control the fact that we couldn't all be together for Christmas this year. So we have gotten creative and had our own Christmas and said, well, who cares? We're going to do our own Christmas in February. And that is just saying, well, we can't all control what happens to us, but if we have faith and trust in ourselves and trust in the Spirit within us, then we can make anything happen. And I think that's just a beautiful concept.
Oh, very good, Ellis.
How long was that?
Not long. That was good. I could have listened to it more.
5 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, you did great.
Why does those Kabbalah people wear those purple things?
Why what?
On their arm dress.
Purple things.
You know,
Around their wrist.
I never heard of it until this Madonna started.
Oh, well, that's a completely, to say that Madonna practices Kabbalah is sort of like saying that,
Yeah,
that,
vulgarity.
yeah, I mean, it's a completely, it'd be like saying someone who went to and spent a weekend on a farm was Amish. I mean, it's a new agey dressed up version of
Well,
it.
I noticed that all of them who claim that wear a little purple.
And
thing on it.
that is sort of a modern sect that I don't think do actually study any of this stuff at all. It's just they like to say that and then they don't practice it really or do anything with it. But I think that's just a little interesting.
That was very good, Ellis. You